I'll try to read them right.
You read better than me, man.
All right. So okay, so I'd like to say we're going to get serious now, but you as well as anyone else knows, we're not very serious. But we do have a special guest on, Bridget Allen. She's from New York. She was in New York State for a little bit, and I believe she moved down to Pennsylvania or New Jersey, and she's a nurse now. She was scheduled to be our first lady guest that we had on here. However, she got called into work, so she couldn't do it, and she felt so bad she wanted to reschedule with us. I'd like to say it's because we're two cool guys, but I don't think that's it. But I'm gonna welcome her on here in a second. So
yeah, definitely look forward to. I know she's fished some bass opens and whatnot, so look forward to get her story and her fishing all the bass opens and whatnot. So looking forward to it.
All right, so we'll bring her on, Rob.
All right.
Good
evening, guys. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, ready for spring, man. Ready for spring.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Same.
I'm over the snow.
Amen to that.
Now, do you got a lot of snow where you're at?
Well, we actually got 8 inches. What was it, like last Tuesday? And then like another 2 on Saturday. But
wow.
No, it's teasing us. We had like a 50-degree day, and then and then at night it's like in the 20s. So yeah, so I'm hanging out in the garage messing with tackle, as you see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rick Amato says, "Hey Bridget, hi John and Rob."
Hey Rick. Hey Rick.
Hey Rick.
So you know where I'm at in Central New York. I have maybe an inch of snow. So don't be jealous, everybody. It's not very often.
18 inches of snow?
No, 8 or 1.
Oh,
1
8.
inch.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 1 inch.
You can have it.
You
can have it.
Yeah. I'm ready to move where Cajun Rob lives.
Come on down.
I think he has more snow than I do.
Sometimes sometimes. I think we had an inch Saturday morning, I think. So that ain't too bad.
Right.
No, but all right, Bridget. So if you don't mind, can you talk a little bit about yourself? I know it's difficult to do, but talk about yourself a little bit. How you got into fishing and.
Well, actually, when I was little girl, I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So lived there all my life. And then my dad would always take me out trout fishing. We would fish, Levittown Lake, which was just like a they would stock it. And him and I would go trout fishing. I loved it since probably I was like 5 years old. I still have, I think, my first fishing rod, my Zebco 404,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I kept that as a collector's because I'm like, I caught a lot of fish on that. But I mean, we would go trout fishing and I would catch bass. And then I would get upset I didn't understand the seasons. Like, up, Northeast, we have a bass season. So bass don't come into season until like mid-June. So when you're trout fishing in April, you catch a bass, you got to let it go.
Yep.
And then the one time my dad and I were trout fishing, and I caught like a 4-pound largemouth. And I was so excited. And then he's like, we have to let it go. And I'm like, why? It's bigger than all our fish we've caught. Like, I didn't understand, so I was so upset. But I mean, my dad was a big influence in really getting me into fishing. Yeah, huge. And then,
awesome.
Yeah. And my dad, as well as my brother and myself, were all retired Philly police officers. So we all had careers in Philadelphia as police. And then I moved out here 4 years ago. I'm in Manheim, Pennsylvania, which is near like Hershey, PA. And I became a nurse. Second career to pay for fishing.
Hey, we appreciate you guys' service. I know that's a tough job being a police officer, so we appreciate your service.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stories I could tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like fishing was kind of like my stress release from the job, from the police department. Like, it was quiet. I enjoyed being out in nature. It truly became like a passion of mine. And I picked that up from my dad because he loved it so much, the sport.
Yep.
And we never fished competitively till like, I want to say like 1999, 2000. We would fish like little club tournaments, you know, in our local lake. And I was addicted.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then
That's easy to do.
Yeah. And then the Women's Bassmaster Tour started in like 2005. Yep. So I signed on as a co-angler and met many great anglers, like, and was able to have that camaraderie with like the late great Penny Berriman, Pam Martin Wells, Lucy Mize, Emily Schaefer, who's down in Mount Juliet. Yeah, I met a lot of amazing anglers.
Yeah, there's some of the best there. I mean, I remember those names. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you never really heard of females fishing before. I would see Penny Berriman and Lucy Mize in the Bass Pro Shops catalog when I was younger, you know?
Yep.
Because you didn't really hear about anybody else, you know? It was mostly the male anglers or whatever.
You see them on the Fish Formula commercial every once in a while. I remember seeing them both on a Fish Formula commercial.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Way back, yeah.
Yeah, way back.
I was probably a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy's daughter Melinda's a pretty good fisherman too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm very good friends with Lucy and Melinda. Yeah, they're good people.
Okay.
All the women are. Yeah, like I have to say that was one of the most positive experiences I ever had.
Yeah, we were talking about that on our last show. I think it was Wednesday. How nice that the fishing community is.
I agree. And I think no matter who's involved in a sport, don't matter male, female, little kid, you know, everybody wants to help everybody.
Yes.
And whatever tip you can pick up off of somebody, like you learn something. That's what I think I love about fishing. You learn something new every time you're out.
Yes.
Yep. It's like a big community, but once you look at it, it's real small. It's pretty tight knit.
So. Exactly. I totally agree. Because even the professional tournament wise, like, I mean, on the elites, there's 100 anglers, you know? So it's like 100 people professionally, you know, it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Our buddy Barkin' Ruger says, "What up?"
What up?
Or what?
What? Yep.
What? So, do you have any plans on fishing this year, tournament wise, or?
Tournament wise, I'm kind of hanging local this year.
Okay.
Just because the opens, the last opens I ran was 2022. We went to the James, Oneida, and the Upper Chesapeake Bay. And Upper Bay, I had a really good day one. I was in like 25th place after day one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 195 angler field. Yeah. So I was pretty proud of that.
Definitely.
But, the second day, nothing. Like tide, it was like full moon, flood tide. It was just not good conditions for me. I was early flight, first flight due in. Like I needed that later, you know, the title. But no, this year I just think because the opens with the 9 tournaments, it's kind of tough, and especially like working a career. Like I am a nurse, so I can't really take off 9 weeks from work, unless maybe I figured out traveling or something like that, and just the schedule this year. But I think this year I'm interested actually in the Toyota's Northern Division. Yeah. Because it is like Potomac, I believe like Champlain. So I think they have I think they have a pretty decent schedule, the Toyota series. So we'll see.
And payouts on Toyota is a lot better.
Yeah, and the entry fees a little still cheaper, you know, a little bit. So I might swing that way. We'll see, you know. But I am fishing some stuff down here on the Chesapeake, Chester County Bassmaster Opens, Bass Legends Opens, and Bass Legends like a club tournament.
Gotcha.
I try to keep busy.
Hey guys. Yeah. What about BFLs? Any consideration there?
There is a couple BFLs on. I think there's one in Chesapeake. They'll float back, like the Maryland division. I think it's like the Northeast division or whatever. But I don't know if they're on Cayuga this year.
No.
A BFL. Is it on Oneida?
No.
Oh.
They have.
I was like,
oh, weird.
No, I think they do have one on Oneida. They start out on Potomac.
Okay, yeah, Potomac. I know there's one. I think there's a Chesapeake in May. I think
Potomac's in May. Like the Northeast has Potomac in May and the Potomac in September, and then they're doing Champlain, Thousand Islands, and I think Oneida. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Oneida. Oneida is usually always on there. But I used to fish like the Cash on Oneida. Yep. When I first retired from the police department, I lived in Binghamton for 2 years. So I fished Cayuga, but I would fish Oneida like a lot.
Yes.
And I loved it up there.
Nice. So
lots of smallies.
Hey, Rob, I just, just looking at her background and stuff like that, we should probably had her in on when we talked about tackle organization.
Yeah, I mean, you look at her walls. I'm jealous. I'm like, I got to take pictures of that, and yeah, mine needs to look like that. It don't look like that right now.
Well, there's stuff on the floor you guys haven't seen yet, so it's a little messy. Cleaned out the boot.
Hey, it's spring cleaning, so that's acceptable.
Exactly, it's rainy day, busy stuff,
Yep, definitely.
I did a lot of that on Sunday. Barking Ruger says it truly is tough to match their tournament schedule to working a life schedule. That's one of the hardest things.
I agree with Barking Rugers. He's absolutely right. Like, I feel like nowadays fishing is just kind of, the whole industry is changing. I mean, I'm turning 50, but I didn't get involved in professional fishing like since the WBT, maybe in like 2005. But I mean, Bassmaster, like when the women's Bassmaster tour ended, I would fish the weekend series that Bassmaster used to run. I would do the New York division, Maryland division. I would fish the opens, and I just feel like it's a lot different nowadays.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think it's geared towards working people like career, because I wish the opens would go back to like the original opens and maybe have like the elite qualifiers separate.
Yep.
Let them do the 9 tournaments, but still make the opens like a division, so you have Northeast division, Central, and even, Southern, and they should have a Midwest,
Definitely.
Barking Ruger says, I'm 100% retired and I can't consistently make local tournaments, let alone even try something on a tour.
I wish. Hey, I'm retired once, so I'm ready to retire a second time. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, they do have different divisions, but there's really nothing to go for. There's nothing to shoot for. Yeah, right. If you win, I don't even know if you get to go to the Classic if you win a tournament.
I think you have to fish. I think you have to fish 3 of them to qualify for the Classic. Nowadays, I think that's how the opens, the rule is. I think if you fish a division, but you can't just fish one of each division, you would have to fish like the whole division. And you would qualify for the Classic. Yeah. But then all 9 for the elite. So even if you don't fish a couple of the opens, like you're still paying that hefty deposit,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, I actually really do like the Toyota's schedule this year for MLF, which I'm shocked, like for the Northeast division. And I think all around their schedule is pretty decent. If I live closer, I'd be down in Gunnersville. Trust me. I love it.
Yeah, Central's awesome schedule. Gunnersville, Chickamauga, and I think Lewis Smith. I did it last couple of years. I'm not able to this year, but it was a lot of fun.
So that's down in. I'm thinking of Louisville, down in Texas.
It's north central Alabama. It's kind of northeast of Gunnersville, but it's a little different lake. It's more of a highland lake, so it's pretty.
Nice.
Pam Horn says, "Hey, Bridget, John, and Rob."
Hey, what's up, Pam?
Hey, Miss Pam.
Actually, when Pam actually filled in the day you got called into work.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you, Pam, for filling in for me. I really appreciate it. I owe you one.
She has some big shoes to fill, that's for sure.
No, she's a favorite of ours. So
definitely.
Nice. I think she's on my social media, Facebook, and all.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep in touch with everybody. Oh, I know Rick. He's down south.
Yep.
I'm jealous of Rick.
He can fish year round, no problem.
Yeah. He's a great guy. I just want to give a shout out to Rick and his wife and let him know they're in my prayers always.
Yeah. You can fish in New York all the time. It's just sometimes you need to drill through the ice and.
Oh, I know. When I was up there, I think that when I lived in Binghamton, it was like 2011, 2012. And I think they had Buffalo got like 8 feet of snow in like a week. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no.
I say good for them.
Yep. They can have it.
And Binghamton, I think, got 3 feet. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Bobby Young says, "Hey, y'all, he can't be from the South."
There you go.
That's all right. We'll let him slide on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
Dick Hyde says, "Good evening, Bridget and guys."
All right.
No, you can tell I'm a Northeastern. I'm always like, hey, what are you guys doing? You know, like my grammar is not great.
The rumor is the LBAA might be having some tournaments up in the Northeast next year.
So I was speaking to the tournament director, Travis. I think
he
now took over. Yeah, so him and I had a phone conversation. So we were trying to figure out a way to increase numbers and stuff, because I feel like the LBAA, it's a great group of women that are fishing, but I just wish they would get more exposure, or just more tournaments that are different locations, maybe different divisions, like a Northeast division, a Southern, kind of like what the Opens would do,
Yep.
It's tough because it's a happy financial commitment.
It is. I know when I fished the WBT and even fishing the Opens, like traveling, I mean, I lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I would travel to like Del Rio, Texas, Lake Amistad, that's like a 2.5 day drive, taking off from work, your hotel expenses, gas, towing a boat. Like, yeah. It's crazy. Like, you need a job to support the job,
Yep.
Barking Rupert says, "Yep. Once I found out where John lives, I realized I can't go fishing in his territory."
Where's Barking Rupert from?
South Louisiana, kind of southwest. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I fished Red River down in Louisiana. Yeah.
Yep.
I fished Lake Louisville.
Yep. People actually don't fish year round. That's absurd. She fished Saturday and had to attach hand warmers to her rod tip to keep them thawed out.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, me too. Had ice on my eyelets, like picking,
knocking them off, knocking the icicles off.
Yep, put the buddy heater on the boat,
See, we never put the heater on the boat. We just froze our butts off.
Heater on the boat. I'll tell you what, I'm thinking of upgrading my seats and getting heated seats.
They are nice.
That's a game changer, I think.
I've had one boat that had that. Actually, I got paired with Gerald Swindle one time down Toho, and it was cold enough to have him, and he had heated seats. It was nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I think that whole thing, just sit. I'll just sit at the dash.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I fished. I've told this story before. The tournament before a tournament, it was the week before Christmas.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
this year?
No, probably about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And it was cold. It was. I think the high was like 20 degrees.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. It's chilly. You get up there on that run.
Oh,
clean out your sinuses.
It didn't bother me because I sat backwards.
That's smart.
Yep.
I was on the step to the deck and facing back.
Backwards.
So, yep. But no, it was cold. You couldn't use a bait caster because you couldn't feel your fingers.
Yeah. Or you cut like a little piece out, on your glove.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
There was not anything getting in my glove. But we had little over 19 pounds of smallmouth.
Nice. That's a good day for this.
That's an excellent day.
Until we get the scales and ended up dead last.
Oh my God. What was the
weight?
32.
Oh, I believe it though.
Jeez.
For December. Holy crap.
Yeah. But Barking Rumor says, Pam, y'all are special kind people. Talking to these folks
I'm ready to move down.
Fish in frozen water instead of just coming down south.
My other favorite place is Old Hickory. I would live there.
Yep.
I love Old Hickory because to me it reminds me of the Delaware River.
I fished there for the first time last year, and I actually cashed a check there. I was happy. So
At Old Hickory?
Great place. Yep, Old Hickory. Yep, first time I fished it.
Yeah, I just like the whole, like the river, like how it's just set up. It's, I like Old Hickory a lot.
Yep, it's nice. But yeah, Alabama, I think they had the Alabama Bass Tour last couple weekends. Like one Saturday it's 14, one was 20. I know them poor guys was freezing their butts off.
Oh, wow.
Basically down there.
The Toyota Series, I think they just had. And
yep. Yeah, I think they had Alabama Bass Tour. I think weekend to weekend, and then yep.
Because I also fished with the WBT Neely Henry.
Yeah, Neely Henry. Yep, that's right down there.
Yeah, that is a fun place to fish too. I like Neely Henry. Yeah,
I got an uncle. Yeah, go ahead, John.
It's like y'all talking about fishing, sort of. But then the cable went out and the English got fuzzy and frozen. Dogs don't even hunt frozen.
That's true.
Wait till they get a cold front. I see. Rick knows 40 years. Yeah.
Oneida, he's, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, me either. I'd be down in Florida too.
Yeah. Smart man.
I have a couple friends who moved to Florida. One's a guide.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pam's in Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yep. She's from Louisiana.
Yep.
There's never a too cold day for me to go fishing.
Well, actually, I had the boat out like a couple weeks ago because I got rid of Mega Live and I put on the Garmin Live Scope. And let me tell you, it is a game changer.
Yeah, Garmin's next level.
Yeah. Like I still have 360 and like I have a couple Solixes and stuff like that, but I went with the Garmin for the Live Scope and the detail is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ray Marine to come out with their version.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
I mean, the graphics on the Ray Marine are so much better than the other two.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I do wish, like, I know Garmin has like the perspective mode, which is kind of like 360 mode that you can arrange it. But the 360, it's just, I think I would take 360 over forward facing sonar any day.
Yep.
Because you can like really depict, like, I mean, you can with forward facing sonar, but like the grass edges, just stuff, a lot more structure, whereas forward facing, you got to constantly keep moving that beam,
Yeah. And it kind of jumps around and yeah.
And you got to be in like that 20-degree window of, whereas like 360, you're like, oh, you can see everything totally around the boat. Like, oh, I'm going to throw here or this,
Yep.
I think I was listening to a podcast today. And somebody, I think at the Bass Open down in Okeechobee, a co-angler had his own setup for Live Scope.
Okay. So
I was like, that's insane.
I think I've read the same thing on social media, and I think he brought his own battery.
Yeah, Scott Martin was like, check that out.
Yeah, because I'm like, how is he running that? Because the boater is probably not going to let him tap into his electronics.
No, ain't no way. But
I don't think it's legal, is it?
What?
BFLs, it's not. I don't know about Bass Opens, but I know BFLs, you can't have no GPS as a co.
Really?
Yep. Anything you GPS, yep.
Is that really a GPS forward-facing sonar?
No.
It's got mapping, I think. I think that's their.
But if they, this could be a question.
Yeah.
Give it to.
You could waypoint. They could waypoint, I guess, where you fish at. I guess. I don't know.
Right. I get what you're saying. So they could mark the spot.
Now, look, you get down to it. You can just ping your location on your phone and steal waypoints.
Yeah. They need to update the rules on that.
Yeah. That's been going on for a long time with the phone, like when they started GPS on the phone, like people.
Yeah.
Bridget, jump on someone's boat who has two forward-facing forward and perspective simultaneously. With boat on aftermarket mounts, it'll reset your clock.
So I thought about getting another transducer and putting it in perspective mode, but I fish a lot of tidal waters. So the flats, like I really don't think forward-facing sonars, unless you go into like the Susquehanna or like one of the rivers, where I like to fish for smallmouth and stuff like that. I feel like that would be, forward-facing works very well. But in other spots, like it's a huge grass flat, so you're looking for little ditches and stuff like that. And I mean, the water is maybe like a foot, sometimes 2 foot deep. So the forward facing is a little harder to use unless you're fishing around points or looking for structure and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a friends fish BFL Lake of Ozarks, and the whole field, I think, caught them like 50 foot and deeper. And one guy said he caught them 50 to 60 foot above trees. I'm like, well, how deep was the trees? If you're 50 or 60 foot, catch them above trees. I'm like, good Lord.
Wow. But it's funny you say that. When I fished Lake Amistad way back when, and we would sit in like 50 feet of water, and that water was so clear, and there'd be a tree down there, and like you could see, but you would fish the tops of the tree. I'm like, This is crazy. Like,
yeah, it is.
And to catch bass like 50 foot of water, it's crazy.
Yep.
Rick says he started using Garmin Live Ice Fishing when it first came out.
Yeah, I think it's a great it's a great tool, but I feel like I don't know, I might get in trouble if I give opinions.
Barking Guru says, "Come on down here and plane 4 foot or less. You'll get tuned up into the shallows. Let me know when you're coming through South Louisiana."
Oh, I love it. I love it. Some Louisiana food, some crawdads, some mud bugs, whatever you want to call them down there. Oh. I got a lot of friends in Louisiana. It's a fun place to visit.
Yeah, I miss all the fresh seafood. And my brother I got a brother who lives down there, and he'll rub it in on me, and I'm just shake my head.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever ate crawfish and stuff like that. Yeah, down there. It's good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And different environment, very laid back.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Very laid back.
And warm pretty much all year round. That's one thing I didn't like. There's no change of season down there. It's just warm. Warm and humid.
Yeah, the humidity kind of. See, that's with Florida.
Yeah.
The humidity gets you.
Yep.
Whereas where John is in upstate New York, you get hot during the day, but then it cools off at night. It's nice,
Yeah. Yep.
Or
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to. I'm sorry, what?
It gets cold during the day and colder at night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we're at now. But
yeah,
no, it doesn't last that long. And Barking Guru says, when they say forward-facing sonar doesn't work in shallow water, they just haven't figured out how to adjust the transducer.
Oh, trust me, I moved that transducer. I got my little wrench, move that up and down.
No, they know how to do it.
I still like to be surprised when I'm fishing.
Yeah.
I want to go out. I want to cast. Like, I want to make sure I know what I'm doing.
Like,
I feel like you need to know fundamental fishing.
Oh, yeah.
You still do.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to use the equipment you have, it's pointless.
It would be like your mapping, like looking at, like Navionics or Lake Master, using mapping cards, or like I said, 360 or anything,
Pam says we Christmas shopping shorts and flip flops in Louisiana. I do that in New York. Of course, I Christmas shop in July.
Back in the day, I used to wear shorts during the winter. I can't do that now.
No.
Same.
Yep.
I see high school kids wearing shorts out now. I'm like, man, those are fools. I'm like, oh,
I know. I'm like, oh,
I used to be that way.
It's cold. I got the heater going in here right now.
Don't blame you.
450 of the best dollars you'll ever spend. I don't know what that is.
What? I don't know what Rytech is either. What's Rytech?
I bet it's not a crayon.
I've never heard Rytech. Yeah.
So, Bridget.
Yes, sir.
What's one body of water that you haven't been to that you'd like to go to?
One body of water that I haven't been to. I'm trying to think.
You fished a lot of.
I would love to go to Lake Fork.
Yep.
That would be on my list.
You haven't been to Lake Fork and you've been to Amistad?
No Lake Fork.
Wow.
Yeah. Lake Amistad, but no Lake Fork. Yeah. I think that would be a fun place to fish. Around.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure probably March or who knows. They could be spawning there now.
Yeah, that Toledo Bend's kind of sister lake. That I've done Toledo Bend. It's really nice.
Okay. I heard Toledo gets really rough.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Bridget,
A lot of grass.
You've been on Oneida.
I know. I know that north-south wind, man, and Cayuga. Oh, because I think Cayuga, I fished the opens, the Pete Bluesick one on there.
Yep.
And we put in at like Seneca Falls, and I mean, I ran all the way down probably to Ithaca. So
that's a good run.
Uh-huh. And then the next day it was like 6 footers. I was like, I'm not going to get there.
Yeah. You may get there, but you won't get back.
Yeah, it took forever. Yeah. But there's some nice smallmouth in Cayuga too. Like that grass. Oh, the water's so clear.
Yes. I remember years ago. Well, I don't remember it, but I want to say back in 99, 2000. No, it was in the 80s, I think. They had a tournament on Seneca Lake. And this was before they made the rules where you can't lock through up here.
Okay.
And people would lock from Takeoff in Watkins, which is the far southern end of Seneca Lake. And they would drive an hour to get to the locks and lock through to go to Hugo Lake.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So they spent 3-hour boat driving time one way to go to Hugo Lake to fish.
There's people that
and then come back, and they couldn't get from the top of Seneca Lake to the southern end because the water was so bad. I want to say they lost like 20 boats.
Holy crap.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, the first time I fished Cayuga Lake and running across that lake, and when my depth finder read, like I'm running across down by like Ithaca, and it was like 485 feet. I was just like, I like white knuckled it because I'm like, oh my God, what if you get sucked in like or something, you know? And the water was just like black and dark.
Yep.
You know, I'm like, that's crazy. And then Seneca Lake, isn't that where they test like submarines and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The government.
They test.
It's over 800 feet deep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm like, that's crazy. Like it's a little yeah.
I have a 6-year-old, so I tell people I'm like a 6-year-old girl, and I tell people I have friends with a boat and a wood chipper. And Seneca Lake, they'll never find you.
They won't. Yeah. You can use the best GPS; they ain't gonna find you. Like on that bottom, on the bottom of that.
Yeah. Pam says she's going to Toledo Bend in 2 weeks and cannot wait.
Oh, nice! Good luck.
Yeah.
What kind
I don't know.
speeds?
I'll tell you what. When the water gets like that rough, like Oneida, even a Chesapeake could get really rough. I feel like any lake can get really rough.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that northern, like Champlain, that's like an ocean. It's ridiculous. But I mean, there's times I've done like 30, 40 mile an hour. I mean, and that's kind of slow. It'd take you 3 hours to go 3 miles, you know, like Lake Erie, you know, it's scary.
It's not about speed. It's about navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you can't go straight through them. You have to go around them. And you may go 5 miles out of the way to gain 3 miles ahead.
Yeah. Even the James River, like for the Open, I think the first day of the Open, we had like 30, 40 mile an hour winds in 2022. And to run all the way up to the Chick, like it was crazy. It was a bad ride, you know? So everybody like kind of hung close the first day, like fished the barge pits and stuff like that. Because the wind and the water, and that gets really rough too.
Yeah.
But I feel like any body of water could get really bad.
It can.
You know,
I would much rather have somebody from the Northeast driving, being a co-angler, because the chances are they're more used to it.
They're used to it.
Yeah.
Anybody from the Northeast is used to it.
Yeah.
Because I think what was it, Lake Champlain or Lake St. Clair, wherever the elites ended last year, or
St. Clair.
Yeah. and some of them wouldn't even go out. They're like, oh no, I ain't going out in that water. And like people are running Lake Ontario and this, yeah, it gets rough. It gets nuts.
Yeah, it's incredible. So you'd like to go to Lake Fork? What lake have you been to that you don't want to go to?
What lake have I been to? I really didn't like Louisville.
You wouldn't want to go back to
Louisville in Texas. I wasn't a fan because I feel like there's better lakes in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. But Louisville, yeah, that wasn't one of my favorites. Definitely not. But I mean, there's like, I think the classics now, like Ray Roberts, but you have so many, like Sam Rayburn, you know, like the bigger, yeah. Amistad was beautiful. I just think the time of year, it was like February, and they had like a cold front come in, and yeah. Because I feel like down south or like in Texas, if you get that cold front early enough, like they're getting ready to spawn, then you get that cold front to come in, them fish are like going, they're like Florida strain almost, they disappear. You know?
They get lockjaw.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Yep. What is your what is your confidence technique or your favorite technique? If you had to catch, they said you had to go out one technique, what are you throwing?
I like top water.
Yep.
I like a popper. I like a frog. Probably confidence, anything Texas rigged.
Yep.
I mean, just more finessey. Yeah. Cause I feel like it's versatile. You can flip it. You can mojo rig it, like Carolina rig it, you know, just so many different options with a Texas rig. But I think that would be probably a go-to, you know, for me. And then also like a shaky head is one of my favorites, especially for up north.
Yep. Good TVA lake guys will use like a 10-inch worm on a shaky head on ledges. So that's good technique down here.
Yeah. Like Yamamoto has the culprit worm, you know, it's like a nice, it almost like a little zoom, it almost looks like a zoom trick worm and has a little forked tail at the bottom. And that works really great because I think like just the salt, the weight, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, I would have to say Texas rigs. Anything Texas rig plastic, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Rick, our buddy Rick says the guys here are laughing at his 4-blade prop. If they only knew what northern waters are like.
He's right. He's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna venture to say that 90% of them wouldn't want to get out on northern waters.
No.
Most of the time.
No, and even where you have to launch, like I said, in Cayuga, I ran from Seneca to Ithaca. That's a heck of, you know, then you're by Cornwall, Cornell, all that, the steam plant. There's some good spots though, Cayuga Lake. That was probably one of my biggest bass I caught in a tournament there. It was like a little over 5 pounds. I think Ken Duke at the time took a picture of me.
Okay.
Oh, the legend.
Yes. The legend Ken Duke.
Yep.
And Clarky Gruger said he fished OHIV a few dozen times in 2011 when he was stationed in San Angelo. He didn't know if my partner was trying to catch a lunker or dispose of bodies.
Oh my God. But now see that I've heard that lake. That's in Texas, right? OHIV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that, like, because I guess like Ben Milliken, all that, like they
there's those giants come out of there lately.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, holy crap. But I'm wondering like how old those bass have to be. You know,
Texas has got a good share lunker. I think they take the big fish and they study them and all this, so they take care of their fish over there. I give them credit.
I believe, and I feel like Texas fisheries are very well,
Yep.
Northeast, John, we don't do crap.
No. You're right.
We
You're
don't.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
we don't.
I just know that fishing is a big financial industry.
It is.
Yep.
And,
or we wouldn't all be look how much money we all spend to fish, to catch a little green or a little brown fish, you know?
And during COVID, during COVID is insane because like Cabela's here in Lexington, they could not keep kayaks. I go out to my local lake and it's just kayaks everywhere you can see. It was just a sea of kayaks, but it's great. I mean, it was pretty neat.
I thought of getting into the kayak thing, but I'm like, I think I would get too excited if I caught a fish or I don't think I'd be comfortable. And I mean, I know you have the kayaks you could stand on, but I need room.
Yeah.
I need room to work. Yeah.
I got a buddy that fishes and he says, you know, he'll get his way out. He'll get his way, you know, stick out, go to the way to fish and it jumps out. I was like, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
My luck. Or trying to net it and then hooking, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that coordinated.
Yeah. I give credit to like Christine Fisher,
Yeah.
There's a couple, like out in that kayak, but I'm like, I can't do it, yeah.
I have a hard enough time in a boat.
Yeah.
I have a hard enough time in a boat.
Yeah. I know
Absolutely.
sometimes I run out of room. You're like chasing.
Yeah.
I you say that. I wonder how Ike and Ellie does it.
Yeah. He'll go front to back.
He'll take a 3-pound bass and run from north to south and east to west. How's he do?
Yeah, he runs laps. He runs laps.
He does.
Funny.
Oh, who's this? Rick.
Rick says, "How about room to dance?"
Well, you know what? All right. So I had posted a couple videos, like when the fishing's slow, and then like a good song comes on, I start dancing. I don't realize. Then you got the GoPro running.
Yep.
Like, oh my god.
Or now with the camera phones, you got somebody behind you, beside you, filming you, and you're like, wait a minute, that was me on it.
Yeah. When I was at Old Hickory, I was in like 4th place going into day 2. And
Wow.
I had a camera boat on me and I fished up by, you probably know where this is, Rob, by the 309 bridge.
Yep.
There was like a discharge waterfall coming through.
Yep.
I literally spent 3 days in that spot.
Yep, I fished that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
On a spinner bait, the birds would show up. I'd throw a spinner bait, let it go down a waterfall. And I mean, I would have a limit in like 10 minutes every day. And I had a camera boat filming me. And I'm like, guys, I have to pee.
I need some room. I need some room.
Because I got so excited. I caught like my limit on the 3rd day. And I'm like, oh.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I was like,
I gotta pee.
You wouldn't want to come play with the 12-foot gators in a kayak.
No.
I don't want to play with them in a boat. Why would I want to play with them in a kayak?
Ouachita River, Louisiana, I fished.
Yep.
Yeah. I was casting like a spinner bait, caught a bass. Bass got eaten by the alligator. I was like, I'm out of here.
Oh.
Yeah.
My brother and I went, my brother used to live in Florida. I went down there and can't remember the name of the lake, but we went there and I'm throwing a spinner bait. And all of a sudden this gator comes out. Oh, nope. Let's go to the other end of the lake.
Yeah. And they're fast. Especially smaller ones. They're fast.
Yeah, especially, I don't know. Like Florida, I know there's big bass like Okeechobee and all that, but I'm like, after those hurricanes, there's gators probably everywhere there.
Oh, yeah.
Like any water, you wake up in a pool, there's gators. Like, I don't know. Rick better watch it down there, them gators.
Yeah. I'd rather deal with muskie, pike, and pickerel than gators.
Right. That's one thing. The Chesapeake, no pickerel. Whereas Oneida, pickerel constantly. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, you get a bite, you lose everything. I'm like, oh, constantly losing your line. And it's weird. Down south, I feel like there's not that many pickerel, but alligator are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what you see is like that long. I mean, you'll see them once in a great while, but they're small. Yeah.
I think Lake Norman, my dad caught one on a spinner bait, and we were like, he pulled it up, and we're like, "What the hell is that?" It's like, come his line because it was like 20 pounds.
Yep.
We have gar up here too, but they're not as prevalent as they are down south.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I never knew that.
I actually caught one in the Oswego River.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Rick says, "Bang bang gator."
Yeah, that's one way.
Rick's a transplant, so. Barking Ruger says he got a kayak fishing saltwater for sharks when he was in service. Sometimes you'd hit the beach and have to pull teeth out of the yak.
That's crazy.
No, not me.
Yep, me neither.
You know what? That sounds
Ocean
like fun.
fishing, I want a big boat. I'd be like Quint from Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. No thanks.
So, what is your preferred bait for a Texas rig?
Oh, I'll go Cinco all day.
Okay.
Hands
Can't
down.
beat it.
Hands down, the original. Yeah, original Yamamoto Cinco. I feel like ever since that bait came out, in what, like I think 1996,
Yeah.
97 maybe. The original stick baits.
It's
And then
versatile. I mean,
The
I think
soul.
the Senko came out, I think, in early 2000s.
Yeah, I honestly do. I've been with Yamamoto probably since like 2007. But I'll tell you what, like
Wow.
I used their Senko like when it almost like when it first hit the market. Like
Now I'll tell. I think the Senko is worse on fishing than forward sonar.
really,
Yes.
I don't, because I'll tell you
now,
what.
now listen.
I want to hear the theory behind this, John.
Anybody can go out with a Senko and catch fish.
Right.
Not everybody can go out with a forward-facing sonar and catch fish, unless they're throwing a Senko.
Right. Well, I don't know. I feel like if you can't catch, like you throw Senko, you don't get bit. Just go home. It's not,
Yep.
you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but they still bite. No matter what, they still bite that bait. And look how long, and look how many people use it. Whether it's the Yum Dinger, it's, you know, whatever, all different stick baits that they're using.
I'm not saying it's not a great. It's probably the best bait out there all
I
around
agree.
anymore. However, it makes a terrible fisherman good.
Yeah, I agree. My dad will sit back and he'll throw that Senko. He'll kick my butt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or co-anglers, like sometimes they'll put a little split shot on it and fish it like a little fluke or something, throw it at the edge of grass, boom.
I used to have a pond. I used to work on an army base here, and there's 2 ponds, and there's one pond you could throw a Senko December to January and catch them.
Yeah, see? I feel like that's a bait that I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever stop hitting that.
No,
I don't think so.
there's too many ways you can fish it.
Right. Like you got the wacky, like me and my dad will mess around. I'll be like, he likes to throw wacky. I like a Texas rig. So I'm like, let's have a little contest. Let's see what does better, Texas rig or what. And sometimes it depends. It just depends how they want it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And smallmouth, they'll bite on a Senko, you know, all you got to do is cut it in half. You know, you got your little Ned rig right there. It's a very versatile bait.
Now
you get chewed up a little bit. You just cut it a little more, put it on a Ned, smallmouth head.
Now, believe it or not, on Cumberland, a pink bubblegum Senko is lights out there.
Really? See, bubblegum, yeah. I think I got some bubblegums hanging up.
Smalley love bubblegum.
Yeah, that's like a good spawning bait.
Yeah.
I was sorting out tackle.
What was that, John?
I sorting out tackle this weekend, and I'm like, I need some more bubblegum Senkos.
Yeah.
Gotta have them.
Yeah, I feel like Senko. That's a bait I don't think that will go out of style.
No, it's pretty bad when the Amish are out there using Senkos.
and you get them at Walmart too. I notice they have them at Walmart all the time. So you ever get short of them, they got them at Walmart.
Oh, I've had to go places where I've had to buy Senkos. I'm like, oh my God, you know.
And I'm glad they started selling the 50 packs.
Yeah.
But would you believe we're almost 50 minutes into this show?
That's crazy.
Time flies. You have fun now.
It is. No, you guys, I appreciate you working with my schedule.
Oh, no problem. We're glad to have you on.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would love to come back. Maybe when this fishing season starts. No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Then we'll do it.
Now, is there any? This is the time we allot you so you can thank your sponsors, partners, or whoever. You know.
Well, one of my biggest sponsors I like to thank is Yamamoto. I've had such a great relationship with them. Like I said, I've been with them since 2008.
Wow.
You know, I've been great relationship. They were just recently bought by GSM. So they've taken on so many other companies, you know, I guess what they call them, like a parent company takes over, you know, the mom and pop place. But Yamamoto, they're one of my biggest sponsors for years. I love their products. As you can see, wrong side I pointed to.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's opposite. But as you can see, I got a ton of Yamamoto stuff. Like, I mean, they're just, the baits are phenomenal and stuff. Livingston Lures, I'd like to thank. Mercury Marine, Dobbins rods, Lew's reels. I love my Lew's. I think it's a fantastic reel. I think most of my, I used to have Abu Garcias, but I switched to the Lew's, and they've been great. They've really come a long way, like remaking, just comfortable, being able to handle all day, 3,000 casts, we all cast, get carpal tunnel. But no, that's probably all of them I'd like to thank right now.
Okay.
And you guys, like I said, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we truly appreciate it. And, we do this because we enjoy talking fishing.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I think we all do. And that's what I think I like about the podcast. I think you get to get in touch with somebody, like their personality, or, everybody has a certain style of fishing. You learn something from each other.
Definitely.
Like you said, it's a big community, but it's a small community.
Yeah, it's tight knit.
Yes. And I have to say, like, since I've been involved in fishing, everybody has been great. I'm nobody, I don't consider myself anybody famous. I'm just a girl from Philly who loves the fish,
Yep.
And I'll talk about it with you all day.
There you go. Now, remember, I don't know if they still make them, but Yamamoto used to make, I think it's a 8 or 9 inch Senko.
Oh, I have them.
Yep.
I would cut them in an angle.
Okay.
And then just move them across the water it works like a chug bug, and it sinks.
No, what, like on top?
Yes.
Okay.
It would
Just
probably look like a
move it real
snake,
fast.
like a big snake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Can't beat that.
Delaware
If you
River.
cut- If you cut it at an angle, it'll actually shoot water forward, like a chug bug or a pop art.
Pop bar. Yep.
And then if you let it drop, it'll do the shimmy that the Senko does.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love throwing top water though, like over that grass,
Yeah.
like Gunnersville. Oh, the frog, it gets you. The Potomac.
Yeah, the frog got me on Gunnersville, okay?
The frog gets you. Kermit's usually doesn't work.
But it is fun watching blow up on it.
It is. And that's what I love about fishing. And I feel like technology is taking away from some of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
Rick
too much into that conversation.
Yeah.
But
Rick says, we love you, girl. Best of luck this year. Hope you're coming down.
Right back at you, Rick. You and Brenda. But no, I feel like forward-facing sonar, it takes that away. Like it takes that excitement that, to me, I don't know, magic. Like, what do you have on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to all three do open one time. Maybe next year the schedule will be a little better and we all meet up at open. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I would love
Yeah,
it. Like I said,
maybe we'll all go to Lake Fork.
Yeah, Lake Fork. I'm down for Old Hickory, man.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. I know the LBAA they would go to Old Hickory a couple times, and I'm like, so bad I wanted to go, but I'm like, just expense wise.
Yeah.
They'll be on Gunnersville in June. Just saying.
I know. I feel like May would be a better month.
Yeah.
That shad spawn, like around
Yep.
May. Spinnerbait. Oh, killer.
Yep. Definitely.
But no, thank you very much, guys, for having me on. I really appreciate talking to you and having me on your channel.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much.
We appreciate it. You take care. If you want to sit back in the green room, where you started, we're not punishing you. We're just going to end this here in a little bit.
Oh, no problem. No, I get it. It's time for me to go.
If you don't want to sit there, go ahead and carry on and organize your tackle. It looks like it's a mess on those walls.
It's what you do on your night off.
That's true.
No, thanks a lot, guys. And thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you very much, Bridget.
Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Oh, Rob. That was That was
awesome.
She's best friend,
Yeah, I mean, some of the things she finishes she had on the opens, I mean, that's next level. I mean, that's top-notch competition there. But a great guest, man. We've had some great ones, and she's just another one. Just another great guest for sure.
Yes. So let's see. What do we have? Oh, tomorrow we have Peyton Stumpf. He's going to be talking a little bit about swim bait fishing.
That's something I need to improve on. Yep, that's something I need to learn about.
And then on Wednesday we have Alvin, the Big A. Alvin. He is the owner of the American Angler Outdoors Network, which you can catch our podcast on, the replays. And a bunch of other fishing shows are also on that channel.
And a great guy, super guy.
Yep. And he has Gray Goat Tackle, which is an online tackle store. He's building up as well. So, all right. Anything else you got, Rob?
No, that's it, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in and asking you questions and comments. We appreciate it, and hope y'all tune in tomorrow and Wednesday.
All right. Well, hey, everybody be safe, have fun, and don't work too hard.
Peace out.
Weekend.